Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lawrence Carpenter and I am a high-end music memorabilia dealer and collector. I came across a social media post. It was an article by a Financial Times journalist about a Bob Marley exhibition that's happening in London in the Saatchi Gallery. And yeah, he actually did quite an interesting review, but the bit that really interested me was he commented on some of the exhibits that were on display in the exhibition. And bearing in mind this is like an official exhibition from the Bob Marley family. The exhibition contains an acoustic guitar. I'll just read what the journalist stated about this part of the exhibition. He says, "The starting point is the One Love music room, where a desultory collection of memorabilia fails to do justice to Marley's music career. There is a replica of a denim shirt that he used to wear on stage, intriguingly donated by one of his daughters." And then he has in brackets, "Did she buy the replica especially for the show? Who knows?" In a nearby glass case is a battered acoustic guitar like the one he wrote songs on. Its caption ambiguously fudges whether it is the actual instrument he used. And then in brackets, the journalist states, "It turns out it isn't the one that Bob Marley used." So that's the end of the quote from the journalist. So basically, this journalist is saying that these two items that are on display, one of them is a denim shirt that is made to look like it was worn by Bob Marley. It's just a shirt that was donated by Bob Marley's daughter. It's just Bob Marley's daughter's shirt that looks like the shirt that Bob Marley wore, not the actual shirt. There's a big difference in my opinion. And then the guitar. The journalist is saying that there's a guitar on display that it's described in a way that you may or may not think it was owned and used by Bob Marley, though upon further investigation by the journalist, I'm sure he just asked one of the staff members, "What's the story with this guitar? Was it ever used by Bob Marley or what?" And they told him no, it hasn't been owned and used by Bob Marley. And that's what the journalist has stated, that this guitar has not been owned and used by Bob Marley. So I think it's very disingenuous to have a Bob Marley exhibition with Bob Marley exhibits that aren't actually authentic. The shirt doesn't seem to have been owned and worn by Bob Marley, and the guitar definitely hasn't been owned and used by Bob Marley. So I just don't understand why they have exhibits on display that aren't authentic and have no provenance. I did a simple search online and I found 3 guitars that could possibly be used in the exhibition. These are 3 guitars that have been owned and used by Bob Marley. One of them was sold in 2020 at Julian's Auctions. It's a Bob Marley owned and played Ovation guitar, and it was sold for like $150,000, some crazy money like that. So I'm sure the Marley family have a lot of sway, or whoever organised this exhibition. They could contact the Julian's Auctions and find out who the buyer is, or ask Julian's Auctions to contact the buyer on their behalf and ask for a loan of the guitar. I'm sure anybody who owns a Bob Marley guitar will be happy to have it be part of an official Bob Marley exhibition. Secondly, I came across a Bob Marley guitar that was sold with Christie's Auction House in 2003. It's a Guild F112 acoustic 12-string used by Bob Marley on the Kaya album. That sold for around $15,000, a bargain at the time. I'm sure the exhibition organisers could get in touch with Christie's. Christie's could possibly get in touch with the original buyer of that guitar, and maybe they could organise a loan of the guitar for the official exhibition. It seems reasonable to me, you know. Then thirdly, there's a Yamaha SG 1000, which was owned and used by Bob Marley. Now it's in the possession of Austin Family Man Barrett, the bass player from Bob Marley and the Wailers. And that guitar was actually put up for auction back a few years ago. with an estimate of $50,000. It wasn't in the possession of Family Man at the time, but he used a lawyer and he managed to get the guitar withdrawn from the auction, and he got the guitar back into his possession. But look, that's a different story altogether. But anyway, Austin Family Man Barra has a guitar that was used by Bob Marley. So surely the exhibition organisers could have done that simple bit of research and got in touch with Austin and got a loan of that guitar. There's 3 guitars there that they could have used for this exhibition. So I don't know why they have a guitar that's on display that hasn't been owned and used by Bob Marley. Yeah, it's presented as if it has been. And look, I specialise in artist owned guitars. I'm a collector, so yeah, I'm not wouldn't be your typical punter going in to view this exhibition. So a lot of people, the questions I would ask, other people wouldn't ask, like but it's £24 for a ticket for a weekend entry into this exhibition, so it's a lot of money, and most people will be trusting that the exhibits on display are authentic. Sure, what else can they do but trust that the organisers have put together an authentic exhibition. Now, what I'm speaking about authentic is just these pieces of memorabilia. It's got nothing to do with Bob Marley as such. Like, I'm a big fan of Bob Marley. I don't actually know anybody who doesn't like Bob Marley. He's just a legend. So my concern is about authenticity and provenance, because that's what I do. And I just think it's unfortunate that they have a piece of memorabilia on display that doesn't seem to be authentic, when there's lots of opportunities to get an authentic piece of memorabilia. I own guitars to museums all the time. I have many guitars out on loan at the moment. So it's very common for collectors to loan guitars to museums. So I don't know why it hasn't been done in this case. Is it deceiving, to fans who go in and pay money? I suppose ignorance is bliss, at the same time. I had a look online, and I was researching this guitar that's on display, and I found pictures of people putting their hand close to the guitar, probably trying to feel the energy of Bob Marley. And maybe they did feel some energy from Bob Marley, but if it's not his guitar, I really feel it's very disingenuous to be present something as one thing when it's actually another. It shows a lack of respect to the fans. Yeah, that's what I have to say about it. Look, this exhibition is probably going to travel around the world. They can easily swap this guitar out for another guitar. I think they should definitely look into that, and I'd be happy to help them out if they need any help finding one of these guitars to display in the exhibition. Get in touch. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you like these type of videos. Check out my other videos. Thanks, take care.